Yo, what's up, man? It's your boy 45 back another edition of the Hot Seat. Today I got another special guest with me. He was actually my second interview I ever did when I first started the Hot Seat podcast. This dude is the 956 own, Brownsville own. I don't know where you want to where you want to be from today. Where you from? Let them know.
Right now, McAllen, bro. McAllen,
Okay,
Texas.
McAllen, Texas own. I am Jiro. Welcome to the show, my brother. What's been up, man?
Nothing, man. Just taking a little break finally from school and everything else. It's been crazy. So finally have a week or two to just kick back, I guess. I still got
Yeah,
to
man.
work.
Yeah, man. The last time we talked, man, that's what you were gonna take a break from the music, and you were gonna focus on your education. Now, did you graduate?
Yes, yeah. I got my bachelor's in psychology, and currently I'm in grad school right now. So yeah.
And how are you going? You in grad school right now, right?
Yep. Yeah.
And how long you got till you finish that?
Probably about a year and a half or so.
Okay. So now that you're a year and a half away from achieving your master's, are we gonna get some music anytime? Any music next, or what's the plan?
Nah, I mean, I've been contemplating like just doing some now, but if I do some, it's not gonna be something on a I guess with the goal in mind that I had before, like trying to make it in the music industry or something like that. If I do anything now musically, bro, to just be just for fun, just something I want to record, or might even just start a band, just start gigging or just do something. But I don't see it as a priority right now. But I mean, it's always going to be a part of me. So I'll probably just mess around with a few things. But it'll just be for me, and I might just email it to you all or my friends, whoever wants to hear it somewhere, YouTube, something. But I'm not going to push it as like before. You feel me?
Got you. So if a label came knocking at your door right now, you not listening to them?
Honestly, dude, if someone was to offer me a deal, like a record deal, it'd have to be like something crazy up front, like because the career that I have, I'm guaranteed money for me and for my daughter, so I ain't trying to mess with that.
What's the number? What's the number they got to come with?
What's the number they got to go with? Man, that's hard to say. I mean, especially right now, the fact that nobody really sells albums anymore, like the physical, everything's all streaming now, and you'd have to make. Nah, I take it back, bro. I don't think I would, because nowadays, if we're being realistically, even if this is hypothetical or not, like all artists and labels now make their money from shows, concerts, and that's not gonna happen. I'm not gonna go on tour. I'm not gonna go perform. As much as I
Okay.
love it, I mean, I love performing, but
Now, what was your fondest memory that you had from doing music? Because you've been in the game for a while. So, what's your fondest moment that you've had like that you have in your career?
the fondest moment, my favorite moment, the best of all of it is the recording. That's always been my favorite part.
Mm. Now, what would you say was the lowest point of your career? Like, what was something that happened during your musical career that you were like, man, like I wish I can get another shot to redo that over, or maybe I should have took that as a sign, as like, yo, it's time to walk away.
That would probably be when I first started doing music. I actually, what I would do, dude, is I would have bet on myself way earlier. In the beginning, I didn't really know, I guess, the rope so much. I doubted myself. I was kind of just like, started with like a group, so I was just kind of like in the back, helping here and there. And I thought, I mean, I wasn't really sure of what I could do. Like, I just wish I would have had more confidence, because it's funny because you say what would have been the lowest point. The lowest point for me was the beginning. I know some people might say, but you need to start from somewhere. You feel me? Like, oh, well, you grow and whatever. Yeah, but at the same time, it's like there was a period where I should have bet on myself and not have doubted so much and taken more
Mm.
risks musically. Um, because I mean, we're all gonna age, whether you choose to make that move or not. You're still gonna age, whether the job's gonna be there. Like the job would have never gone anywhere. I was too worried about other stuff. But yeah, no, the beginning was the lowest because I should have bet on myself and had more confidence from the beginning.
And you think if you would have done that, you think you would be where you wanted to be in the music industry, or you still think that it was just a plan or like a purpose of whatever you are. This is where you're supposed to be right now.
No, I think I would have probably made it. The only thing is I think I would have I don't know. I've always been kind of the type of guy to have other people in mind. Because I've always had people with me along the way musically. Like it's never just been me. Um, I think if I would have probably left some people behind. I would have probably gotten some people mad. I would have probably had to have moved. Yeah, I would have had to have made some big jumps.
Now, speaking of just changes and things like that, what is the music scene like in the Valley for people that are listening and they don't know? Like, explain what is the music scene like? Because it seems like is anybody from the Valley pop? Like, has anybody you can say that, hey, you know what? Like, man, I'm here, I made it. Look, mama, I'm on MTV, I'm on BET, I'm on Vlad TV, I'm etc. 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 Like, what is the music scene like in the 956? Can you describe it for us?
I can't because I'm not in it, but I don't hear or see anything anymore about anyone. I mean, I see a few of like maybe some younger people that are trying, and but nothing really, dude. I don't even know. I can't say we even have a music scene down here anymore. Um, I don't know. It almost seems as though like when we stopped, like everything kind of stopped in a sense. I don't see it. And again, maybe it's just because I'm just not in it anymore. But I mean, I just don't see it, man. Like, I remember a while back I had put a post something like I was a I was the only Valley artist to get as the closest possible as headlining like in our main arena, which at the time was like State Farm Arena. You know, it's like to co-headline. Like I don't, and I was hoping somebody else would, but it doesn't even exist anymore now, right? We got this new one, but I just don't. I don't know, man. I just know. I don't know if it's because I've just been out the loop, but okay, if someone was popping, let's just say, I think I would hear it or I would know because I mean I still follow some artists and stuff like that. But then again, it could also be because it's harder now. I don't know. I mean, I don't even hear anyone in the radio. I remember back then it was like a big thing to be on the radio. You know, I don't think now it's so big anymore.
Now, when it comes to the radio play in the Valley, man, what is that process like? Is it tough, or is it hard for a Valley artist to break on a local radio station, or like is it do the DJs really, like, you know what, if they rock with your music, you know what, they're gonna give you an opportunity, gonna give you a shot.
There was a time when yes, when yeah, they would give you the opportunity, um, but even then, it was never um, like the prime time hours. You know what I mean? It was always at some weird hours. It was like that. It wasn't their prime time for the listeners. Um, but there was a time where yeah. But eventually, it got to the point where like you had to like it went from okay, there was a time where yes they would to we're like okay, well how much money? You know what I mean? You'd have to pay to get radio.
And before anybody thinks like, hey, that doesn't have that happens everywhere,
Yeah.
right? Everywhere. If you're an artist, each up and coming, and you trying to get your song played on the radio or something like that, man, you're gonna have to slide the DJ a little something. Even though they say it's called what, payola, and they don't do that, but everybody knows that you gotta have money behind you to be able to get on the radio. So if you're a new artist, like for the new artists that are out there that may be listening to this interview, that say, hey man, you know what, man, I want to get my song played on the radio station. What do you think is the average cost for somebody to break a record on the radio? Because like a lot of these kids don't know. A lot of these artists, a lot of these up and coming artists, they don't know that it takes money to get broke to break on the radio. What do
What's
you
because the
think
thing is,
ballpark figure?
well, no, well, the thing is like there's a difference too. When people say, "Oh, you got on the radio," it's like, okay, you got the DJ to spin it that one time that when you were there, or they had an interview and they played it. Or there's a difference between it getting played like here and there and it actually being on rotation. And I don't think many people realize that. Like, there's a huge difference between your song getting played on the radio and it being on rotation. If it gets played on the radio, dude, okay, kudos, you know what I mean? Pat on your back, but it's when you actually get it on rotation where, yes, it's going to cost. And you're talking about maybe 2 grand, and you'll probably get about, I don't even know, maybe 100 spins or so. And don't expect it to be like prime time either. Everything
Got you.
costs. Yeah. The
Got
way
you.
I see it is, look, the way you get on the radio, there's a couple ways. One is the DJ plays it that very moment when you're there. Two, unless you got some goons that are gonna go and fucking run up on a DJ and threaten them to play your shit, then that's the other one. Or two is you pay.
Run up on the DJ.
And if you pay, you're gonna have to pay a lot. Like, and then to keep it there, you're gonna have to keep paying. Bro, nothing is free.
Nothing.
And
Nothing is free.
nothing is free. No.
So, what advice would you give an up and coming artist out there, hungry, looking to get into the music industry? What type of advice would you give them about the industry? Like, what would you tell them if they say, "Hey, Jiro, when you got any advice for me?" What would you say to them or
Man,
her?
my advice would be for them not to hold back. Like, not like right now with the way the internet is and everything that's at everyone's disposal, and social media is like upload your content as much as you can, tag whoever you can. Like, honestly, don't even worry about radio right now. You just gotta the number one advice that I would give is to record a shitload of content and just upload it as long as you can and consistently. So that would be it, dude. Just a lot of content and upload. Be very consistent with your content. Like, keep uploading and uploading and uploading. Like, you have to have like a, man, I can't think of the word for now, a catalog of music that can go on. You know what I mean? Like, you have to have a big ass catalog. So that's what I recommend. Like, don't get all hyped up on you. You got a hot single. Okay, cool. Upload it. Let it, push it or whatever. But you got to keep putting stuff out. You got to keep consistent, because people forget, for a fan base, for a person to become your fan, you don't want them just to be a listener. They listen to your song and they liked it. As a fan, they want to keep hearing your sound, keep hearing your music. So you got to have that catalog and put it out consistently.
Now,
like
like
Netflix, like Netflix, like, you know how, like, okay, like, let's say you watch an episode, like, it happens to me. Like, if I'm streaming Netflix, I watch the first episode, I like it. Before I know it, I'm like, fuck, I'm already a whole season in. I'm devoted. I'm in. You know what I mean? It's the same thing. You got to keep putting episodes, songs out.
Now, what about those artists out there that say, "Man, I got 100,000 followers on Facebook. I got 50,000 followers on Instagram, or 30,000 followers on Instagram," and then somebody reaches out to them for an interview, and they're like, "Man, they just leave it on read. They just leave it on red, but nobody knows who they are outside of their city." Like, what advice would you give them
But I mean,
to
how
the?
many of those followers are even real?
Okay.
Because I think people buy followers as well. So it's like,
Mm-hmm.
and you can see it because it gets reflected on the play. Like, you have 1,000. How can you have 100,000 followers, or you're in the thousands of followers? You upload a song and it gets like 20 plays, 20 clicks. Like, that, it doesn't add up. You know what I mean?
Got you. Now, do you
But
think artists these days want to be internet famous? They really don't care about the music, is like the art and the craft of the music so much. It's all about just being famous on the internet, because you don't see you don't see a lot of plays on their music. You don't see a lot of interviews with them see them doing a lot of interviews or things like that. They just sit back and want to be cool.
I think there was a time where maybe I might have felt that way, but I'm not saying I like it. I agree with it, but the music scene as a whole has just evolved, bro. It's like the craft of it is not so much what sells you into the business anymore. I think you have to have like a gimmick, some kind of popularity thing, a look. I don't know, dude. Like that's what actually. I don't think the talent before like it was back then. Everything's evolved now. Like maybe you have rainbow hair, you know what I mean, to catch his attention. Like I'm just saying, like I'm not saying I agree with everything, but just everything has evolved now. Like I think you have to be an entertainer before an actual artist in order for it to happen.
Now,
Yeah.
how do you feel about a Takashi 6ix9ine? You know, being that he's Mexican, you know, he's Latino. He's Latino. I'm sorry. He's Mexican. Like somebody like that, millions of views, a lot of clout. All these people like love him or hate him. People talk about him. People want to watch him. People want to gravitate to him. Whatever the case may be. Like, but at the end of the day, he's still a Mexican. So how do you feel about him being basically on top of the rap game?
I, I mean, being Mexican, dude, I could care less whether he is or he's not. Um, I think whatever he's been doing is working. I'm not a fan, but like you said, either you really like him or you hate the guy. But unfortunately, even the ones that hate him want to see what he's doing, just because they want to go and hate. Like, so he gets the traffic going. That's what I'm saying. Like he had a gimmick. He was entertaining to watch. Like I would watch it because I just wanted to see what kind of stupid shit he was gonna do, like fucking running in his underwear in the Netherlands holding a fucking AK. You know what I mean? Like stupid stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that.
Gotcha,
Um,
gotcha.
but the music, I mean, it's okay. I mean, I've heard better local people as far as musically wise, but he just has the whole thing, like everything.
Now, do you
Followers.
think Mexican artists or rappers or singers or whatever the case may be? Do you think they will ever get the proper respect that they deserve as for their talents, or you think there's always going to be some type of like cloud over that
Well, it depends. Like you're asking as far as in what genre of music.
in any genre, really? Because like the last Mexican artist that I know that crossed over that was just huge was Selena. I know everybody loves Selena, right? But I can't really think. I mean, Snow the product,
Right, but
but
no, but no, but what I'm asking is like, okay, but Selena was doing like cumbias, and then she was starting to do some like English stuff. But you can't really say like, oh, she was leading the R&B charts when she tried to cross over. You know what I mean? Because she never really did it. But I, I guess it could turn into a touchy subject when it comes to hip hop, bro. It's that belongs to the like African American community. You know what I mean? Like
okay.
came up with that. Like as far as like when it comes to rapping R&B, like yes, I think Hispanics, white people, Asian people, whoever wants. I mean, they could jump on it, but and you can be talented as hell. It's just that it's okay. It's like if I was to have like a black person or a white person wanting to do fucking cumbias or mariachi. Like it doesn't matter how good it is. It's like it's hard to leave a legacy and something that's not really like a cultural fit. I guess I don't even know how to say it or describe it. It's just really hard for. I mean, I hated the whole racial thing, but it's hard. It's just hard to try to dominate in something that is not like within your culture. Because it's like, okay, if you're Hispanic, if you're Mexican, and you want to rap, it's like, okay, if you start rapping and they're gonna say, oh, he's trying to sound like this, he sounds like so and so, this and this and that. And then if you try to do it in your own style and add your own twist, or Hispanic, or you want to add horns, then it's like it loses the whole hip hop. It loses the whole. Then it's no longer rap or I don't know,
Got
dude.
you.
Yeah,
Now, since she's trying to transition from being on the mic to like behind the scenes a little bit more, would you ever take on artists as far as just like develop artist development or
yeah,
anything like writing music, anything like that, being a manager, being a producer, anything like that? Was that something that
yeah, dude.
you could see yourself doing?
Excuse me, you hit it right on the nail. I mean, I would love to do that actually. To produce, write, and actually like provide guidance to artists in the studio, things like that. I love that because, like I said, my high was always creating the music, like that process, whether it's my song or somebody else's, like being there and the process. I would love to do that. It's
What
just
kind of
that.
budget? What kind of budget do that somebody has to come with for you to work with them?
Well, from the start, nothing. Like, because I would want to see the talent first. Like, and if I see that they have the talent, that means I'm willing to. I have no time, so if I see the talent, then I'll definitely take the time, and then after that, we'd work some out. But up front, nothing, because we both got to see. I think we got to mesh. I mean, I got to get. You know how I am in the studio.
Yeah.
I can be an asshole. Like I can be a drill sergeant. So like I have to see if they're gonna make it or not. Like with me, with my personality, and see if we click, see what we make, and then we take it from there.
Would you prefer to do a male singer or a female singer? Which or it doesn't really matter. Would you even do a group, a male group or a girl group singers?
Dude, I would love to work with a female singer or singers, but it's too much damn drama. So at this point, probably, I mean, I could help a dude probably write something out. I mean, and I know a couple of choreographers like to so where I can help them become like a whole kind of package type thing. Because you know me, man, I've always been about performing whenever you do your music, your songs, and
Yeah,
concerts.
man. You always put on a good show, bro.
So
Like
yeah,
you
yeah.
always
I
put on
mean,
a good show. You always
my
I ain't gonna
preference
even lie.
would be female, but nah, I think yeah, probably a guy, a
Got you.
singer. Yeah.
Now, besides the music and going to school and getting your education and all that traveling that you did and performing that you did, you're also a father, man. Now I see online on Instagram, your daughter does gymnastics.
Yeah, yes, yeah. She's transitioning into like dance now.
Okay,
And I think it's because of that whole TikTok thing now. So she wants to start dancing now, and she's actually getting pretty good. She's got a little something in there.
now does your daughter like to sing it all, perform?
Uh, yeah, yeah. She likes to perform. Singing wise, I've heard her sing a little bit. I don't know if I hear it in her just yet, but yeah, she's already a little
Well, she's
performer.
fairly young though. She's still young.
Yeah, yeah, she's a little performer naturally. So
So what? So talk about that experience. What it's like to be able to, from you being on stage performing to now you're watching your daughter at these weekend meets and you're taking her out of town to these all these different things, these functions, and she's winning. She's placing super high. Like, talk a little bit about that feeling.
man, I mean, the best part of it is like I didn't have that. So the fact that I can do that for her, man, it's an awesome feeling. I mean, you take a lot of pride. I feel really, really proud when she does that, and like sometimes I like I'll look at her perform or where she's doing her routines and stuff, and I'm like, damn, like I did that. Like that's me. That's my mini me. You know what I mean? So but she's her own little person, like but yeah, I'm extremely proud, and she continues to grow, and she surprises me, like some of the things that I have no idea where she gets it from. So I guess she got the best of both worlds.
Got you, man. And on that note, man, let's go ahead and wrap it up, man. Tell the people how they can get in touch with you on social media. If somebody want to reach out to you for some advice, they want to send you their music, show you what they got. How can the people find you?
this is this is like probably the worst timing. Right now, I actually deleted all my social medias except my personal Facebook, so I'm actually revamping everything. As I'm trying to think of how I'm gonna approach. I'm going through like this phase right now, so I'm trying to think how I'm gonna. Hmm, okay, so I'm going to grad school because I want to do become like a therapist, a counselor, right? So I want to help people, especially I want to focus with adolescents. So I kind of want to make sure I don't know, man. I guess I've gotten older. Like I don't want to do anything without purpose. So like if I'm gonna have social media, if I have something that I wanted to have some kind of purpose. So I'm building my new social media. So as soon as I get that, I'll let you know. It might be some musical stuff, some motivational stuff. The way I'm gonna probably launch that. But for now, the best way would probably be email, which is I am eyes and then I am and then JIRO. I am Jiro 956 at gmail.com. They can send me an email.
Man, I'm gonna give you a bit of advice, man. When it comes to like your professional life and the social media thing, man, you can separate the two. You just gotta be diligent in how you do it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be real thorough in how you separate the two, man. Because man, me personally, man, I want to hear you perform, man. I like hearing you sing. I like hearing the rap over those trap beats and things like that. And I mean, I know that there's somebody out there that could benefit from not only from your wisdom, from your experiences, just your overall personality, man, your whole energy. Somebody out there they can definitely benefit from it, man. So whether you're making music or behind the scenes doing music, man, you're gonna be successful in it, man. And it's been a pleasure to go on this journey, be a part of your journey. Even if it was we only had our ride for a few years, but I'll
Yep.
never forget that time, man. It was fun. A lot of dope experiences, man. So
I
definitely.
was just thinking of that the other night. I was like, man, it was late too, and I was like, right now, me 4 5 and Rain, we would probably be eating that IHOP right now after a long ass studio session. I
Man,
was like,
eating
4 5
at
would be
IHOP.
eating an omelet, and Rain would be eating his grits, and I'd be eating my steak tips. Like, yeah,
Yeah, man. We might be sitting around listening to beats all night. We just fuck
sipping
around, be
Ciroc,
listening to beats 10, 12 hours, just picking out
Ciroc.
beats.
Yep, getting faded on Ciroc and Henny.
Yeah, man. Good times, man. Good
Yeah, bro.
times. Hey, man, and it's your boy 45, man. If you want to get it back on, if you want to get on the show, anything like that, man, hit me up. Anything Top Down Magazine on all platforms. Top Down Magazine TV on all platforms. It's another edition of the Hot Seat. Yep.
Yep.
Hot seat.